Hello everyone, it's Scott. Welcome back to another episode of Agrarian Skies 2. So over here I am beginning quite a extravagant crafting project to make a node in a jar. And so this is going to need more than 150 of between 150 and 300 of each of the 6 primary aspects, throwing into this runic matrix to charge up a very special item. So under basic information in the Thaumcraft, under node catalyzation, this is how we can create new nodes using node matrix. So I have enchanted and attuned node matrix from that by mixing files of essentias. So it takes one file of each color that you want to make, and I kind of inferred that if you put more than one file, it's going to increase the amount of material that you need by 150 of that particular color. So I decided that I wanted to make a double aspect of air and entropy, because I don't have Perdicio, since I can't seem to find those very often when I fly around looking for nodes. I'm finding all sorts of air and earth and water nodes around the area, but I seem to be short on chaos and air. So 2 Salus Mundus, which are made from balanced shards, combined with the attuned node matrix, should produce a node in the jar of various strengths. So hopefully a double strength is going to make a 30 strength air and Perdicio. I just have to survive. Well, it seems to be working pretty well so far, sucking items out of the ME system. So what I ended up doing was dismantling my furnace system and building an extended one over here. So this is sort of the same thing but more compact. So alchemical furnaces, burning down items from my ME system through export buses, which is then filling up an arcane alembic, which is piping back into the ME system using these Essentia import bus devices. So those are then feeding back, and so I have basically one of them that's chewing down pulverized coal, which I don't have any other use for, which is getting me my entropy and fire aspects. The over here air shards is giving me my air aspects. The order shards are giving me order, and lastly I'm burning down netherrack to give me earth and more fire. So that seems to be everything I need. I left the water running over here literally, so an infinite water source filling a water drum, filling a alchemical boiler, feeding an alembic which was piping into the system, produced 2,500 aqua essence. So I have quite a bit of essence, and these are, if I leave this on auto, it's just going to fill up again, which is pretty good. I'll be able to do some pretty large crafting recipes. I have a whole bunch of 1K Essentia. I have not yet worked up to the point where I can automate 4K Essentia, but that's going to be soon, because my next project is to make a over here in Thaumic Energistics. I want to work on this arcane assembler. So I was able to craft a second silverwood scepter. You can see it takes quite a bit of material, but I was able to burn that down within the ME system. Each scepter is going to need 3 Thaumian end caps. And what I'd like to do is also work on some V automation. So once I have this new node, I'm going to work on basically stabilizing it and turning that into what's called CentiV. So essentially it's going to automatically fill up my wands through a relay network, and so that's what I'd like to tackle this episode. So let me take a quick cut and just wait for this runic matrix to complete. Alright, so while that's recording, I just want to show how easy it is now to make balanced shards. So within the automation, all I have to do is drop one shard into the alchemical construct, and it's tapping essence from the grid, from the ME system, and spitting out the balance shards here in this box up front. So what I think I'm going to end up doing is getting rid of this nonsense and basically putting in an import bus on this chest to bring it back into the ME system automatically. Alright, we're in the final stages. So pulling down the last bits of air. Great, so at this point, it should start dismantling the items, and bam, done. So in its place, we have, with a right click, a node in a jar. Awesome. Yes, and it did double the air and ordo like I expected. Wonderful. Alright, so now I'm going to have to think of where do I want to put this. Probably over here above this automation, and that way I can, well, yeah, that'll work. Maybe over here. I don't want to put it too close here to the I'm worried about affecting the runic matrix, but I don't think it will. At least I don't think so. So let me build a little platform to crack open this node, and I will see you soon. Alright, here we go. So I made another platform. Well, first I extended the tower, made another platform, extended the ME network up using orange cable. I'm pretty far above the original ME system at this point, but yeah, that seems to be working okay. So what I'd like to do is place down, let's set up a little bit of a pedestal. So let's put it, I don't know, like right here, I think. Maybe one more. I'll put the node right here. There we go. Okay, so we have a nice jar of all the primary aspects. And if I recall, what I need to do is right-click it with the node. Right-click it with the wand, and here I now have a node with all the different aspects. Great. So let's, yep, pure bright. Wonderful. Alright, so what I'd like to do next is over here in the Thaumaturgy tab of the Thaumonomicon, I have some node stabilizers, Vis harnessing, V harnessing, and a V relay. So I'm going to need to set up, well, a lot of things. So the node stabilizer is used to basically convert the node into a stabilized node. So let's break this guy, go in the ME system, and so I already took the time to kind of craft out in the infusion area one of these node stabilizers. Great. Alright, so what I'm going to need to do is get a lever and basically give this a redstone signal. So let's see, let's put another block right here. Whoops. Alright, let's change that. Use stone for aesthetic's sake. Okay, so that's going to convert the, okay, that's going to toggle the node stabilizer basically on and off. Let's keep that on for now. And back to the book. So the node stabilizer is going to keep it from getting drained from if I have nearby nodes, and it keeps it from fading. It says here basically if I have a bright node, it's not going to it's not going to drain. So the more you use a node, you have the chance that it's going to not recharge to its full value. So what I want to do next, I don't want the advanced one yet. At least I don't think so. Looks like it basically has a chance to keep, you know, if I have an unstable or faded node, it can help crank it back up to a normal node. But what I like is this harnessing V. So what I'll need to do is get a node transducer. So according to these directions, I have to have this stabilized node. On top, I need a node transducer above the node. And then it's going to start converting into an energized node. So let's get some of this. Right, okay, so I need the transducer, and we'll put this above the node, and I'm going to need to apply another redstone charge. And click. Okay, so that's going to extend down. And it started. Okay, so it's draining all of the aspects out of the node. And in theory, from what I've seen, this should begin to count up soon. Well, I guess soon is a relative thing. Let's get back to the directions. So the process will take time. Whoop! Okay, something just happened. Okay. It just turned into an energized node. Nothing can be learned from this. Great. Okay, so what I'll need next, energized nodes no longer store nor recharge V. V cannot be drained, but energy can be tapped by placing relays near the node. Great, okay, so here's the relay. And the last piece, I think, okay, so this will allow a crafting table to link up to the V Relay network. But let's head back downstairs and take a look at the knowledge inscriber. So what I've done is I've taken this knowledge core, basically programmed it with a number of formulas, and one of the last things I did was set up a formula for a V Relay and a V Relay interface. So let's see how this works. So okay, I have to move this back to the arcane assembler. And you'll note that the arcane assembler has a number of primal aspect reservoirs. Well, I'm kind of running on borrowed time until I can get these hooked up to that energized node. So let's get some of those relays. So here we have a V Relay. Let's try to make 10 of them. So they're going to take iron and balance shards. And voila. So much easier. And let's see what happens when I take a couple of these guys. And let's see how far of a range I can get. Oh, nice. Okay, so that's going to link up to the node. But it's not doing anything yet. So let's set up another node here. Okay. And then we'll drop it down just for visual effects. Probably about to here. Too far. Okay. Too far. Think, think, think. Great. And now we need a couple more parts. So I'm not sure I like this arrangement. Because I think what I'd like is move this over one. Here, let's see what happens. Okay, good. That can reach. Here. And let's grab some cable out of the ME system and build this up. And one of the last things I think I need is this V Relay interface. Voila. And let's put that down here. A V Relay on top. Excellent. And that's now linked up. In theory, that's going to deliver the V into the ME system. Now, by default, I have a non-charged wand here. If I actually, let's take my wand here. You'll notice that it's not charging yet. So what I need is a memory card. And so this memory card is going to give me the ability to link the relay back into the interface with the wand. What that should do is basically give me the ability to auto charge from the relay network. So let's grab one of these, build a memory card. And if this works right, what I need to do is shift-click the relay interface, successfully save settings, and I need to then left-click on this arcane crafting table. Or successfully okay, shift-right-click again. So if I come in here, we now see that the wand is automatically charging. You know, just a couple of, you know, 1/100th of a 1/100th of a V per tick for each of the primal aspects, but man, now I finally have a way to get unlimited magic for my wands. This is going to be great. So, if I do this right, I think that the... Okay, so let's shift click on the arcane assembler, loaded settings, and okay, so it is now also drawing V out of the network for all the primal aspects. Awesome, awesome. Okay, great. So that's going to refill my ability to make new items. Oh, this is getting better already. Alright, so I wonder... Okay, so the alchemical construct is just going to draw items. It's going to draw the fluid essence out of the ME system, so I don't need to worry about that. Glowing red, is that normal? Or does that mean it's in use? I don't know. That's almost done. Okay, so maybe that just meant in use, because now everything is full. Great. I don't know what this last socket is. Somebody tells me it'll probably open up in the book later, but I think this is pretty good. So I think what I can do is just fill up the rest of my wands. So I have a couple here that need... Okay, so it's coloring based on the aspect that is currently being consumed. Okay, since the blue aqua is the one that's ticking up. Okay, that sort of makes sense. So I'm going to fill up the rest of these wands and take a look at what else I can do in the quest book to kind of finish off this episode. Alright, I'm back, and the last thing I wanted to do today was to explore using Thaumcraft to enchant items. So if we head down to Artifice, down here under Infusion Enchantment, these are all the instructions for using the infusion device to basically add enchantments to items. So what we can do is, I would like to make a Ender Quarry level 3 speed upgrades. And so to do that, I'm going to need to make an efficiency pick. So if we head back to the speed upgrade, so Ender Quarry Speed 3 is going to require that Ender Quarry level 2 plus 2 efficiency 5 diamond pickaxes. And so if we head into the ME system, I've already made one. So what I can do is basically start. I can demonstrate how easy it is now that I have this basic automations set up to basically add the enchantments to this new diamond pick. So what do I have already? I have some efficiency level 2s. I have 10. So I can actually, let me just grab all of these efficiency 2s and head down to my anvil. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these efficiency books and combine them, try to work my way up. Actually might have enough, but let's say I have an efficiency 4 level book. I want to combine that with my diamond pickaxe. And I broke the anvil. So what I can do with the infusion area is basically, let's check out that formula again. So I'm going to need 1 Salus Mundus and 1 iron pickaxe. So let's grab the iron pickaxe and make 1 of those. Let's grab some... okay, let's craft up a couple more. Grab 1. And so what I can do is basically line these up. 1, 2, 3. Nope, guess what? Let's try that again. So I don't want to throw in the efficiency 5, I want to throw in the efficiency 4. Good thing I checked that. And with a tap of the wand, that was kind of weird. So that's going to pull down all the different items from the MES system. Hopefully I have enough instrumentum. Let's check. Oh yeah, 1100. Yeah, I kind of left these guys running without really paying attention to it, and I kind of overflowed my ME system. So what I ended up having to do was build this sort of mini system where I pumped items out into a warded jar and absorbed them again using an import bus into this drive, which what I did was I ended up putting new drives in the system. Specifically, I've upgraded to 64K essentially storage cells. So just piecing together things in the ME system made this really easy to do. I took all of my high quantity aspects, piped them out and back into to a 64 storage cell. And what that's done is opened up. Well, you can see that I have 9 out of 10 that are now have available capacity for Essentia. So let's go back and check on the enchantment. Now it looks like it's done, and if I go to pick it up, voila, efficiency 5. So let's head back to the Deep Dark and pick up that speed upgrade. Alright, here we are in the Deep Dark, and what I'd like to do is grab down here underneath my Ender Quarry Speed 2 upgrade. And so let me head back down and return to the overworld. Okay, here we go. Back down and back. So let's get everything together. So, level 3 speed upgrade. Click, click. So here's my 2 efficiency 5 picks. And level 3. Great. So that's really going to help the Ender Quarry speed up. And so let's throw that back in. Let's head back up. So it looks like the Ender Quarry has still been resetting itself. I'm just not sure what I need to do here. If that's just something that's left over from like maybe a bug or something. But yeah, it seems like yep, it's still working. It's scanning. It just keeps resetting. So even though it says 1.4 million blocks mined, I don't think it's actually working right. Let's go back to the overworld and check out the Ender chest, or check out the transfer chest. Okay, so back up here. Let's take a look. Yeah, I don't see any items from the deep dark. These are all from the nether. So, looks like I'm going to have to wait again for the Ender Quarry to kick in. So, with that, I'm going to call this an episode. So, if you could, leave a like or a comment, and I will see you next time on Agrarian Skies 2. Bye!